Listen, I like Christmas. I've told you I like Christmas. I love Christmas. Everyone likes Christmas, really. It's meant to be for small children, but bugger it, I haven't lost my childness. But the Auckland Ratepayers Alliance are playing Scrooge. Now, they're suggesting that a new 18-metre steel Christmas tree, 18 metres, what's that? That's 60 feet? 60 feet Christmas tree that is going to go in downtown Auckland, formerly into what was Elizabeth Square and Lower Queen Street, is an exorbitant waste of money, and that the Auckland Council shouldn't be stumping up $800,000 of the $1.3 million total cost. Now, the Auckland Ratepayers Alliance, I think as they're called, is an offshoot of the Taxpayers Union. They lodged a local government official information act to get the cost of the tree, found out that it was $1.3 million. We've approached a number of city councillors this morning on this particular issue, none of whom are aware that their council was contributing $800,000 to it, which is extraordinary in itself. But joining us to talk about the issue in general is Sam Warren from the Ratepayers Alliance. Welcome to the show, Sam. Lovely to have you on.
G'day, Michael. How are you?
Yeah, no, we rang Auckland City Councillors this morning asking to get some sort of reaction to the story. And without exception, they all said, we didn't know anything about it, or we just read it and, we've just read it, or, Yeah. So they weren't aware. That's the most extraordinary part of the story, isn't it? That $800,000 will be put towards a particular project without the governance team knowing it.
Well, look, you're right. Unfortunately, this year I'm in the position of playing the Grinch, which I'm not going to be thanked for it, but I do love Christmas, and the tree's going to look great. It should for that amount of money. The fact they aren't aware is probably an issue. It might be on a local board level. It's not a good look, Michael.
No, it's a lot of money. Listen, if the mayor gets upset about $750,000 or something being spent on some steps because he didn't know that, what do you think he's going to feel about this?
I think there's $263 for the steps, which was still a lot of money, but it's not good. So yes, $800K towards the tree, the first $400 towards the purchase price, and then another $400,000 on operational costs. You're right. I sent a LGOIMA through. Very little came back, and of course, I don't know what any of these figures really mean. And then 2 other private organisations are funding the rest, from the sounds of it.
The people heart of the city, who is Viv Beck, who I think stood for the mayoralty herself, actually.
That's right.
2 years ago, she's the chief executive. She says you are being a Grinch, essentially. She said this will be
probably right.
This will be great for the city, and it's an investment basically in spicing up. To be perfectly honest with you, a part of Auckland that needs a bit of spicing up at Christmas.
Yeah. There's some sensible thought in that. I'd wonder if we could achieve a similar result for a lot less. Of course, rates are going up across the board, across the country, really. You'll remember the Prime Minister earlier in the year instructing councillors and mayors to actually tighten their belts like everyone else and do without the nice-to-haves. I can't help but wonder if this is one of them. A tree, I think, could probably be done for a fraction of that cost, but 800 might just be taking the cake.
Yeah, well, it's 1.3 million altogether. I mean, yeah. Listen, apparently, and just for people, the tree will be made from a steel frame, decorated with 10,000 individual LED lights, 4,000 Pohutukawa flowers. They can't be right, but anyhow, they must be false Pohutukawa flowers because they wouldn't be real ones, would they? And more than 200 giant stainless steel baubles. It'll certainly look impressive, one wouldn't think.
I drove past it this morning. I drove past the site, I should say. It's not erected at this point, but I am excited to see it. But look, as I say, the funding from council, it's targeted rates, so a mixture of commercial and residential people in the CBD, really. But when their rates are going up, they're really struggling. I can't help but wonder if this is really a bit of a problem.
Yes, no, I think you have a reasonable point. Listen, why did you know that this was happening? Why did you utilise the Local Government Official Information Act to request the full cost?
Look, I got a heads up from a council insider, and that's I get a lot of information from some people that are worried about these sorts of costs, and they said, look, just find out exactly what this is costing. And look, I don't go off rumour. I have to I want the full information from council themselves, and they really struggled to provide it to me. It takes about 20 working days for a LGOIMA request to come back to me. On the 20th day, at 5:06 p.m., I was told not to worry because all the information is going to be released in a press release. 2 days later, which really is not what I requested. I need a full cost breakdown, funding structure, health and safety costs, shipping, all sorts of things. So it's been very tricky to work out exactly the cost of this, and I've been given a bit of a runaround, I'd say.
Well, it better look good for $1.3 million, you hope. But no, the more worrying part of that is, again, that councillors didn't know, and I find that extraordinary. Tell me, who is the Auckland Ratepayers Alliance? What exactly are you?
We're a sister to the Taxpayers Union. So, look, Jordan's been involved in setting it up some years ago. I've slowly taken up the reins, and what the Taxpayers Union does up and down the country, I do for Auckland, with a particular focus on council and its CCOs.
Can I suggest to you do what I did, and that is ask of the Auckland City Council how much money is going from them to iwi authorities as well on a yearly basis, and what the contracts are, because I've got to tell you, I bet you the councillors don't know that information either.
Look, happy to look into that. Yeah, it's always a bit of a brick wall with some issues, and that's probably one of them, but I could be happily surprised, and I think there's some space to look into that.
All right. Okay, Sam, best of luck to you. Thank you very much for bringing this to our attention, but there's just a little bit of excess for Christmas. But yet again, local government out of control.